Welcome back, Marvel fans. I held off on making this video last week until after the D23 announcements. But it's unfortunate to say that things aren't looking good for Blade. The film has been noticeably absent from the latest round of Marvel Studios announcements, which cover the next 12 to 24 months. Outside of Armor Wars, which had low expectations, Blade was still on the calendar for release next year. However, recent developments over the past few days suggest that Blade might be shelved indefinitely. We've had several reports and rumors, along with the lack of official updates from Disney's president, Bob Iger. This points to the possibility that Blade could be on hold for a much longer time. Today, I'll break down the latest updates and explore why it seems Blade is no longer slated for release by Marvel Studios. The latest rumor prompted this video, but let's recap how we got here. It started with San Diego Comic-Con, where Marvel presented their upcoming films for 2025, including the 2 Avengers films, but didn't mention Blade. Initially, we thought it was just delayed, especially since other titles like Armor Wars were also missing from the presentation. We had even heard from Kevin Feige during the Deadpool and Wolverine press junket that Blade was still in the works and would be rated R. So, the assumption was that Blade wasn't cancelled, despite its absence at Comic-Con. Further reports indicated that Eric Pearson, Marvel's in-house script finisher, was working on Blade as its 6th writer, suggesting the script might be nearing completion. We hoped for an announcement at D23, but once again, Blade was missing. However, Variety updated Marvel's official release schedule after Comic-Con, and Blade was still listed for November 2025. This led us to believe filming might start this year. But just a week later, during Disney's Q3 2024 earnings call, Bob Iger discussed Disney's upcoming projects without mentioning Blade. He listed every major Disney and Marvel movie through 2026, but Blade was nowhere to be found. This omission fueled today's reports from industry insiders, who suggest that Blade has been indefinitely shelved. I personally don't doubt these reports. Sometimes, projects can reach a point where they need a fresh perspective or a break, especially in the creative world. Blade has been through 6 writers, so it's clear Marvel has been trying to make it work. But with the focus on closing out the multiverse saga, they might be taking a step back from Blade, possibly revisiting it in the future, perhaps in the next saga like the Mutant Saga. There's also the possibility that Blade could show up in other projects, similar to how Marvel has introduced characters without standalone films. We don't necessarily need an origin story for Blade. Marvel did Spider-Man and plans to do Fantastic Four without typical origin stories. Blade could easily be introduced in a special presentation or another character's project.